Do you believe that horror, supernatural genre is the genre that describes best today's world, unfortunately?
A little bit, sadly.
Well, I don't think it's a 7-foot-tall monster.
But you're not so sure he's a bear either.
Since you have met many of them, in your opinion, what can we learn from monsters?
Well, I think monsters, for me, in these kinds of shows are the representation of what really scares us, right? And what really scares us is the things in our mind that we don't understand, that we don't have answers for. In this show, we use the monster as the metaphor for the fear of anxiety, of the fact that the world is sort of spiraling out of our control, the fear of isolation, of loneliness that I think a lot of people are facing, the idea that we're becoming more and more technologically connected, but we're becoming socially disconnected, and the idea of finding your pack, of how lonely it feels when you're trying to fit in or be someone and you don't have those people that make you feel like it's okay to be you, where you belong.
Mm-hmm. Speaking about finding your own pack, many girls, many women in the world are slayers, thanks to you. I want to be one of them. So do you really believe that any girl can be a slayer?
I do. I believe that anyone who wants the power should have it, but we have to find that voice and we have to be able to work together. And so often women are pitted against each other, and it just goes to show that when women can get together, what we can get done, but we have to be willing to stand up for that.
You saved the world many times. Do you still believe that it's worth fighting for or not these days?
I mean, sometimes it does feel like that, like it's not worth, but it is. And there's so much beauty out there, and there's so much love, and there's so much goodness. And you just have to sometimes work a little harder to find it, but it's there.
Do you believe that horror, supernatural genre is the genre that describes best today's world, unfortunately?
A little bit, sadly. You know, I think that we use that to escape, and it allows us to sort of tell the stories that affect us and emotionally connect us, but also allow us to like separate a little bit, because we don't have to be hit over the head with the reality that the world is pretty scary.
Is there any chance that we will see you once more in a musical?
No.
Why?
No, I think we should leave that to the professionals.
And speaking about your comic talent, I love you when you make us laugh. Is there any chance that we will see you again in a sitcom, maybe?
I do love it. There's no question. And sometimes I think it's harder to make people laugh than make them cry. Because if you cry in a scene and you're sad or something, like people feel that, but it's harder to get that laugh. We do have some comedy. Obviously, this is much heavy drama, but yeah, I think so.
Do you look at the full moon in a different way now?
I've always looked at the full moon in a different way. I find it so incredibly beautiful, but more than that, you know, you think back to the mythology of all of this, right? And, you know, before we had electricity, once a month, you saw things differently because that was the light. And that's when sort of all of it came out. So I've looked at the full moon differently for a long time.
Since you have explored many genres, and I think that every genre needs recognition and to be appreciated, I want to know, what is your favorite B movie?
Oh. What's my favorite? I guess I should say Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, probably, right? I mean, is that bad? Should I not say that? Is that like, am I insulting the movie? What's my favorite B movie? Oh, I was just thinking about this movie the other day. There was this movie, Delirious, with John Candy, where he goes into a soap opera. He like hits his head and he wakes up. That's probably, do you ever heard this movie? It's great. It's John Candy and Mariel Hemingway, and he works on a soap opera. He's a writer, but he's like in love with the leading actress, and he hits his head and he wakes up in the fictional town of this soap opera. It's kind of great.
Thank you so much.
You've really never seen it? I don't think so. We should watch it on Paramount. It's a great film.